How to become a soccer superstar. How soccer began. Soccer began in China around 206 BC. It was used for a training exercise in the Chinese military, where they kicked a ball through a net. England was the country that made soccer famous. Soccer is a sport played by two teams, each with 11 players. The goal of the game is to kick or shoot the ball in the back of the net. Rules. You cannot use your hands except if you are a keeper or if you are throwing the ball in. You cannot be behind the last defender and get past the ball. This is called offside. No tackling each other like in American football. Every single time you try to get the ball but you get someone's leg is called a foul. Formations. There are many formations, but the most common one is a 1-4-3-3. The 1 stands for the key. I got it. The 1 stands for the keeper. The 4 stands for the 4 defenders. The 3 stands for the 3 midfielders, and the last 3 stands for the 3 attackers. There are many other formations like a 1-3-4-3 or a 1-4-4-2, but this all depends on your team's style of play. Positions and what they do. The defense, center back, right back, and left back keep the opposition from scoring. The center mid, right mid, and left mid keep the game flowing and are an option for everybody. The strikers, right wingers, and left wingers try to score goals. How to pass and shoot the ball. If you want to learn how to pass the ball, you will want to hit it with the inside of your foot, just like Xavi Hernandez is doing in this picture. And if you want to learn how to shoot the ball, you will want to hit the ball with the laces part of your foot, and you will want to drive through the ball, just like this kid is doing in that photo right there. Over the years of playing soccer, I've learned how to socialize with other people. I've learned how to create teamwork. I've learned how to dribble, pass, and shoot. And overall, I've learned how to become a better and more athletic individual. Thank you for listening to my thing.
So, a couple of questions, and we'll apply. When did you?
Thank you for your attention. That's what I'm gonna do.
Playing soccer yourself?
I began playing soccer when I was about 3 years old, probably like 2014.
You started the Y?
Yes, I actually did.
The Margaret Maddox Y?
I started one in East Nashville. It was okay. Yeah, I think it was that one. Yeah, I think you did.
All right. What would you say would be the number one characteristic of someone who is considered a soccer superstar?
Like, what do you mean? Like the number?
Someone we would say is a soccer superstar. What would you say is their best attribute?
Probably like Messi.
Best. What quality about Messi would make you say that?
Cause he's one of the best passers in the game right now, and he can shoot, score, he can do anything.
So
dribble, pass.
Is it just technical skill, or is it
technical ability? I would say.
Yeah. Okay, let's give him a hand.
Messi.
All right.
Bro, mine fell.
Okay, the title of my project is called Superb Soccer. Over here, I mentioned how 4-H has to do with soccer. 4-H, one of the 4-H's is head, and head and soccer have to do with the same thing because it like improves your brain and helps you think easier. Like you need to have good thinking to be able to get good at soccer. I have the origin of the word soccer right here. So it originated in England. Usually most British slang at the time ended in ER. And they got the SOC from association and put an ER at the end of it, made it soccer. And but then eventually England took that away, called it football. And since America already has a sport called football, we took soccer. Other countries also use the word soccer, such as New Zealand, the Philippines, and Australia. Over here, I talk about my experience. I say that soccer is an awesome sport. It can really help you improve your teamwork your physicality, and also how you interact with people. And you can like socialize. Over here, I talk about some of the greatest players I know, such as Pele. Pele had over 1,000 goals. But people don't really believe that because they say it was easier back in his time, but it was really harder because some of the rules were like more established and like harder to like use. For second, I have Messi. Messi won the World Cup, and he also played for Barcelona and helped his team win the Champions League. Luka Modric, he plays for Croatia, and also he got his team to third place this year in the World Cup and second place in the 2018 World Cup. Over here, I have some other players that I say like are also good but not as recognized as those three, such as Marcus Rashford. He plays for Manchester United in the Premier League, which is in England, and he got a goal in Manchester United when he was only 18 years old. Here I have Thomas Muller. He's a German player. He got his team to win the 2014 World Cup and also plays for Bayern Munich and got 11 league titles. Here I got Sergio Ramos. He really inspires me because I want to be a defender, and also he's pretty cool. Here I got Haaland. He currently has the most goals in the Premier League this season. And Mukhtar, he plays for Nashville SC, which is why I'm wearing this jersey. The stadium's like a couple of miles away. And there's Christian Pulisic, who plays for the American team.
The World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm asking, right?
Yeah.
All right, a couple questions. So, where did you know that information about how the name soccer came to be and why football became known as what soccer is before this, or did you learn that as part of this?
I learned this as I was researching about soccer. They studied,
This.
yeah, for this. I wanted to know like what soccer meant because I know that people kept on saying it's from America, but I didn't think so because that wouldn't really make sense. So yeah.
So that's great to know. Did anybody else happen to know that? Because I did not know that. Okay, so a couple people knew that. So that's pretty interesting. And I'll ask you the same question that I have asked already. What attribute of soccer do you think personally is the most beneficial for you as a soccer player?
It's a really healthy sport. Like, I used to be really in shape when I played around kindergarten to 2020, but then I had to quit in 2020 because of COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you would say just the activity of the physical fitness part of it. Okay, awesome. Let's give Dalil a hand. Thank you, Dalil. Grab the mic now.
Hello, my name is Grayson Galot. I'll be talking about beef. So not so long ago, cattle, aka like the cow, the beef of it, it was used for many purposes, including meat, milk, and labor. And today's beef cattle are raised primarily to provide people with meat and hundreds of useful products. Most cattle graze on grassland that is steep, hilly, dry, or rocky, something and not suitable for building houses or growing crops. The main reason cattle are used in different climates are raised in different climates and settings all over the world is because they can thrive on low quality rangeland feed and grasses. Here are the cuts of beef. I don't think some people from the other side can see that, so
Tell us about it.
we have the rib. The rib is it can make prime rib, ribeye, and more stuff. Here we have the cheek, the tongue, brisket. We have we have the chuck. It can make a 7-bone roast, a chuck eye roast. We have the short loin, and it can make a small. It can make some. It can make steak and stuff like steak. And then we have the round. This is like the thigh of the cow, the back. And this is you can make the bottom rump and the rump roast. So those are some of the cuts you can get for a cow. There are many, but I'm trying to save time here. I'll do a few of the questions on the flaps. When and where was the first a hamburger introduced to the world? It was made in 1904, and the hamburger was debuted. It was made in. It was invented in Hamburg, Germany. That's how it's got its name. When it's made out of beef, it was It was debuted to get its fame at the World's Fair in St. Louis. That's why it's so famous in the U.S. And how many cattle are there in the U.S.? 100 million cattle. This is how many cattle we have in our U.S. for food. And I'll do about one from this side. And oh, so what can be made from cow skin? From skin, we can make gelatin, flavorings, emery boards. I think that's how you say it, and sheetrock. This will be my last one, but what can be made from cow blood? We can make pasta, cake mixes, dyes and inks. I don't know how to say additives, but minerals, medicines, and laboratory research materials. So this is all. This is a lot about beef, and that's
Let
it.
me ask you a couple questions. So, did you choose to do this because of looking down the list of areas in 4-H that you could pick from, or did you do something similar last year and just built on that?
This was my first time ever doing something about like actual meat.
Okay.
So
what made you decide to do that?
my dad was cooking. He was cooking barbecue.
And you're like,
Yeah, and I was
So-
still deciding.
would you say you felt like you are much more informed about the cattle industry and about meat that you eat?
Yeah, I actually learned a lot by doing my research with this.
Absolutely. What was your favorite fun fact?
Probably. I would say what can be made from cow blood because we could get a lot of research from that, and it makes a bunch of stuff we use daily for our lives.
Absolutely does. That's what a byproduct is when it's something that is not the original intent, but it's something they can do to help somewhere else that's not the original main. Right? Okay, let's give him a hand. Thank you.
What?
Okay.
All right, Emmy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm ready.
As students of MEGS, we deal with a lot of stress from our workload. And as we know, stress stinks. Stress is a normal part of the body. But did you know it can affect the body? It can hurt the body. It can affect our mental health, have stomach issues, a lower bone density, a lower immunity, and headaches. The good news is that I have 4 vibes that give me ways to de-stress. Running helps me work towards a goal and compete against myself. It can help me focus on one thing after a long day of school. Running connects to the health clover of 4-H because it improves speed and overall health of the body. And this is a picture of me running that was supposed to be shown. Reading takes me to other worlds while taking a break after a long day. It also helps improve my knowledge while relaxing. Reading connects to the head clover of 4-H because I use my head to read and retain knowledge. This is a picture of me reading. Meditating helps improve my mental health and pushes me to work towards total silence in my head. Meditating gives me a chance to just breathe. It connects to the heart clover because it makes me listen to my heart and just slow down. And this is a picture of me meditating. My form isn't the best because it's an old mat.
Louder. Okay. Writing helps me document and properly record my feelings. It also makes me more creative and clears my mind. I write when I am feeling bad or tired. It connects to the hand clover because my hand does the writing and thinking at times. This is a picture. In conclusion, stress stinks, and vibes can help you feel better. Reading, running, writing, and meditating help me vibe. I hope you are inspired to vibe or at least start looking into reducing your stress.
All right, some questions for you. What was the motivation behind doing this for your interactive exhibit?
Well, because my parents told me I should start like taking care of myself and not stressing out all the time. And I used that. And I was like, well, not a lot of school is stressful enough. Why are not everyone else thinking about this?
That's great. You all heard what she said, right? It's about taking care of yourself, right? I have to practice that myself, like this morning. Great.
Last year you did a demonstration on like breathing exercises.
Yes.
So it sounds like you've been into this like mindfulness, like taking care of your mental health for a while. Is this something that your family taught you early on, or have you just found this out?
I've started to do it on my own.
How did you find this? Was it from like your morning exercises here, or did you learn about it some other way?
I learned about it, like I researched it on my own to like get like good breathing techniques, but I started to get into it through SEL with Espresso Orlick.
Okay, cool. It's really surprising that you're this aware of it this young. Like I didn't even think about this stuff until my late 30s and realized that how you think, how you react to the world.
Then you can, and not have to let it control you. That's right. Well, I will credit a lot of that with our program here at school that's helping kids to start to recognize that early. This is so like this world stuff. Would y'all agree that's part of it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give her a hand. Go ahead and share your device.
One last thing, I mean, I really like all the pictures that you're in them, that it's showing you doing those things. It's easier for us to understand.
And
Thank
if
you.
you were to win, would you want to recreate your board?
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I forgot that's on.
Okay.
I do want to because the slides were way too much.
They were too what?
They were way too much.
No, they didn't. The fact that you put that together is fantastic.
In like 5 minutes.
Fantastic.
My parents are graphic designers, so they always come into like presentation line with that stuff. So
Right. Plan ahead.
You'll be seeing one of the series.
So will this be about like half an hour? And then if we don't finish it, we need to leave, I'll finish it. Okay, is that okay? Yeah. All right, Mudita, you're up. This is the second to the last one. Okay, Mudita, go ahead and finish your tech task with Yami's info. Yeah, just come on up. We'll get you hyped. It's Apple TV 2020 when it's your time. Go. Hopefully the music's on. Anybody watch Ted Lasso?
yes, I have.
I'm watching that tonight. YouTube. It looks good. Actually, it looks decent.
See how resilient
I've watched it.
makes slideshows.
Yeah. Oh, these are all made this one.
I told him, I said, pull up your device and we'll see.
We're ready for initial push start of this.
It's just the fact they've all put this in. So yeah, you didn't do slides and you did something on Canva or just whatever is fine. Whatever you chose to do is fine. All right, does everyone have the next?
On my slideshow, it says that some slides couldn't be loaded.
They probably will. And we're ready for you, teacher, whenever you're ready.
23. So I'm going to be talking about Bharatanatyam. As an overview, Bharatanatyam is an Indian dance style, is one of the 8 styles. And just to kind of tie in a little bit of me into this, I've been doing this type of dance since kindergarten, and I love it because it's a part of my culture and it helps me express myself. Another really important thing about Bharatanatyam is the recital makeup, clothes, and jewelry. Since all dance forms have a certain uniform that you have to wear on stage, I thought I'd talk a little bit about this. Here you can see a dancer's makeup. So the point of this eyeliner is to make your eyes feel really big and bold, because this is a very expressive dance and your face is where all of your expressions are. So this makeup is usually very bold. Here you can see the makeup, but I wanted to highlight all the different pieces of jewelry. All of the jewelry in Bharatanatyam is different based off what style you are doing. I do Kalakshetra style, which originated from the East. And the point of this jewelry is to accentuate the dancer's face. And what I like most about it is that it shines so bright when you're on stage. Here, you can see that some groups have group costumes. My group just has everybody's individual costume, but this is what a group would be like. Here, you can see another combination of colors, and my favorite part about the costume is the fan and how it spreads out when you do different poses. Here's another great picture of the fan. And here's another topic, which is the Arangetram. The Arangetram is a dancer's debut, which helps them transition into not being a student, but being qualified to teach and dance and perform shows on their own. Arangetrams usually have harder moves than regular dances. And I wanted to talk about myself a little bit more, even though I've been talking about it a little bit. So this is my teacher on the side, and that's me after one of my shows. And 4-H. So dance helps me express myself, and that makes me feel happy because I noticed that I needed something to take my mind off things, and that's when I turned to dance.
All right. So some questions. All right, give her a hand for that. We'll do the applause after the presentation for the questions. So, what was the reason you chose to talk about dance?
I chose to talk about this since I've been doing it since kindergarten, and it's a big part of my life.
Did something in the list of categories spark a thought of, oh, I want to, when you looked at that last month when we talked about the project, did something like, oh.
So, I wanted to talk about something that I was really, really passionate about, and this immediately came to my mind.
Randy, you have questions?
Is this dance used in like particular ceremonies or for events or just for shows?
You can have them at any event. They're not specific to one, but the events I do are just entire dance shows. I don't do them at weddings. The more advanced students do those.
Tell us a little bit about the community that's involved in this.
So, I take dance lessons at the Global Education Center. My teacher is Miss Monica. She has been doing dance because she was born in Asia, and it was a part of my temple activities, and that's why I joined them. My sister has been doing them, so I kind of got inspired to do it as well. So.
Thank you, Mudita. Go ahead and unshare your device. All right, Aaron, you're up next. And Aaron's display board survived. Sam. Microphone.
Oh,
Sam,
my bad.
the mic guy. Still green.
Yep.
When you put the mic on, be sure not to push the little button. Just hold it from the side so it doesn't come off. Sam, make sure it's still green.
Okay. Have you ever wondered how to be a good friend, or have you ever wondered if you're a good friend? Here's some tips on how to be a better friend. Number 1, listen. Remember to be patient. Your friend may not always want to be ready to speak to you. Don't expect your friend to always want to speak to you about a serious topic.
Just a little louder.
Number 2, ask questions. When your friend is talking about a topic, you should ask follow-up questions. And number 3, let your friend speak. If your friend is trying to open up to you, show them that you're caring about them. Number 2, be loyal. A loyal friend is honest. Number 2, a loyal friend is accepting. When your friend is being vulnerable with you, you should accept them and be kind to them. And number 3, loyal friends have boundaries. Just because you're loyal doesn't mean that you don't have any more boundaries. Number 3, comfort. Show empathy. When you empathize with someone, you try to see things how they see it. And number 2, tell your friend how much they mean to you. Research shows that showing a friend acceptance, affection, and love help comfort them. Number 3, do not minimize your friend's feelings. Do not say anything that might make them feel sad or might harm your friend. And when your friend is speaking, don't try to talk over them. Let them speak. And then here is personal pictures, and this is from the last day of 5th grade with my friends in this. And these are me with my friends on last day of 5th grade, and we had a celebration and we all took photos. And then here's pictures of 2 friends speaking and communicating with each other. Here's a picture that represents loyalty because one friend is holding the other's hand. And here's a picture of one friend comforting another friend by hugging them. And 4-H is all about communicating and meeting new people that have the same interests with you. When you know how to be a better friend, you can socialize better and your social life will be more interesting.
What would you say is something that you learned, the most valuable thing you learned from preparing to do your interactive exhibit on friendship?
I think it was when your friend is talking about a serious subject to give them space and to not expect your friend to always be ready to talk to you.
Wow, how mature and insightful that is. That's a great thing to learn because everybody needs to practice that. Absolutely. Randy?
Do you think you'll be able to put some of the stuff that you've learned into this practice, or is it a little bit
I do think it's easier to say to do because sometimes I feel like I do try to practice these tips, but sometimes it's a little bit harder than other days because especially if you're not really close with that person, it might be hard to be a better friend to them.
do you have any advice for people who maybe struggle to have as deep a friendship?
I think you should just take the friendship slowly and don't expect to be best friends after one day of meeting each other, and just let the friendship come naturally instead of forcing it.
finish your information on Aaron, and then Gray, if you can go get ready. Yeah. So on mine, that's our one. Yeah. Go ahead and share your device. You all stop the stopwatch. All right, you get great mic up. Again, thank you guys for being so resilient and resourceful and stepping up this morning. We'll be together. All right, great. You ready?
So, my name is Gray, and I will be talking about pet companions and the different kinds. So, the first one we have are sled dogs. A sled dog is any canine used in Arctic climates to pull a sled across snow and ice. They have thick coats and high endurance. Dog sleds have allowed people to hunt and travel farther distances and over challenging terrains found across Arctic tundra. The most common type of dog breed used for sled pulling is the husky. Without sled dogs, life in the tundra would be nearly impossible. The second kind of dog is a service dog. The tasks service dogs perform are essential actions. They guide people with visual impairments, signal certain sounds for those who are deaf, retrieve items for people with mobility issues, or alert the human about impending cardiac episodes or seizures.
Pardon this interruption. There were several teachers that have been having issues with their ID, with the keypad. I have the gentleman here right now. They will be here for about 5 minutes. So if you are having issues with your ID and the keypad, please email your name to Ms. Ford within the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Only if you're having issues. If you're great, don't do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Go ahead.
An example would be a person with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, whom the dog would lick the owner's hand to alert them of an oncoming panic attack. The third type of dog is a search and rescue dog. Search and rescue dogs, also known as SAR dogs, spring into action assisting people during difficult times. They track people lost in the wilderness or those lost after a natural disaster. SAR dogs find Alzheimer's patients who wandered away from a care facility. It can take up to 2 years of weekly training and $10,000 to train one. The top dog breed for SAR is a bloodhound with over 300 million sensors. The fourth kind of dog used for pet companions is a therapy dog. Therapy dogs are trained to provide comfort and affection to people other than their handlers or owners. That could mean visiting a variety of places where people need love and affection, such as hospitals, schools, hospices, nursing homes, disaster areas, and more. Therapy dogs must enjoy human contact and be content to be petted, cuddled, and handled, sometimes clumsily, by unfamiliar people. And then my personal reflection. Overall, dogs have been crucial to many people's lives, from the dog that brings you comfort and joy to the dog that has decided factor for someone's life. I have 4 dogs in total and 2 right now. They have been great companions to me and my family. They have brought us much joy and happiness. From huskies to German shepherds to golden retrievers to every other dog in between, they all have helped everyone in some way. Dogs in general are great, and my experience with them has been and always will be wonderful. And then these are pictures of some of my dogs.
Let's give you a hand. Thank you, Greg. From what you just said in your reflection, I think I probably know the answer. But what about your own pets? Inspired you to pick a companion?
Well, because pets in general have helped me when I was young, and as I'm getting older, they're just great companions to have when you're bored or you just need someone to interact with. And me being an only child, that does help sometimes with my dogs and with calming me down sometimes.
And how would you respond to this quote that people Be the person your dog sees you as. That means.
I think that means to be a good example and try to be nicer to the dogs and seem like a person that's a great companion and act
Nice, be
compassionate.
kind, compassionate, empathetic to the people in the world because your dog looks up to you so much. Be the kind of person that other people look up to, right? You know?
Mhm.
Randy?
Do you have any experience with these types of like assisted dogs?
So I personally have not. Oh.
Teachers, the gentleman said if you all would like to actually come to the door, he can work with his computer as well. But I told him most of our teachers are in class, so email your name to Ms. Forrest, or you can even come up here with your ID. Thank you.
So I personally have not had experience with these kinds of dogs. I know my dad has. He had a dog that when they had to give him away to move, she became a service dog.
Do you think that you'd ever like to get into a career with pets or dogs?
Yeah, I would say so because I feel like dogs are something that have helped many people, including myself.
Great. All right,
Thank you.
Let's see, Holton, you're up next.
Loading me. Turtles.
Finish your task for stopper. Is that what you asked me? Brought it in.
Mr. P, do you have something that I could use like the point with?
Not really.
Okay.
Just kind of use your hands.
Got it.
All right, guys, we're ready for Holton.
So the topic of my interactive exhibit is the amazing turtles and tortoises. Turtles are semi-aquatic animals. Turtles are still counted as reptiles because they're cold-blooded. Cold-blooded animals don't produce their own heat unlike us. Instead, they have to use heat of the sun to warm their bodies. Turtles have webbed feet that are hardly noticeable. When you think of a turtle, you think of a slow reptile. But put it into water, it swims away before you can get it again. Most turtles are flat like this, and their legs are extended out so they can easily swim. So, for my first turtle that I have done research with, was a painted turtle. Fun facts for the painted turtle are the males are smaller than the females, they only eat in the water, their shells are smooth with no ridges, they evolved during the last ice age. For my next one is the Mexican musk turtle. Fun facts, the males are smaller than the females, like painted turtles. Its nickname is the giant musk turtle. Now for tortoises. Tortoises are slow-moving land turtles. They can't swim like most turtles. They are still cold-blooded animals. Tortoises' shells are tougher than turtle shells. Tortoises are the longest living animal on the planet. They can live on average 80 to 150 years. Their average speed is 0.2 to 0.5 kilometers per hour. A tortoise's legs are mostly pointed downwards, which gives them an extra height. For my first tortoise is the Indian star turtle tortoise. Fun fact, the ridge of their jaw is very strong. They have disruptive camouflage, which is when the animal breaks up the outlines of themselves. For my next one is the pancake tortoise.
Pancake tortoises are agile and fast climbers. They're most active during the morning and late afternoon. They stay close to their rocky homes. Now, because I felt like the fit with mine, I put the 4-H clover on a turtle. And that's all.
Alrighty. That's very clever. So, having that clover there on the turtle, how do you say that having a passion for turtles would connect with 4-H?
Well,
Hands, heart,
I would say it connect with heart
okay?
because I have a passion for it. And with that, I learned how to care and take care of the wildlife.
Which that also goes to the protecting the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and our resources. And did you immediately when you saw the interactive exhibit think I want to talk about turtles?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew the answer to this. Mr. Andy.
Can you talk a little bit about an early experience or what sparked your interest in turtles over other animals?
Well, at my grandparents' house, there are a bunch of turtles. So there's like painted snappers. So I like to go and like see if I can find any and catch them. And they're always cool because sometimes they're like big, sometimes they're smaller, and it's always really fun.
Alrighty. All right, Eli, you're up next.
Microphone.
Oh, okay. Literally.
Can you double check that it's still on?
I'm literally hitting the goodie.
Are you sharing your screen to Apple TV?
Yeah.
8684. Good there.
Okay. So,
Everybody ready? Yeah.
Okay, so what my presentation is about is it's about music, and my experience with it. So my first thing I'm going to talk about are vinyl records. So vinyl records are made by putting a mold into a machine, and it presses that down. And while it's in the machine, if you play the music, or a live band or just a recording plays the music, the grooves and the lines in it will start to develop, and that's how it is played whenever you're put it into a machine. So one of the records I have is this one. So if I take it out of its case, you can see like the grooves and everything inside of them. So whenever the line is, or not the line, the needle is put on them, it will like sort of read through the lines and grooves and recognize the music and then play it. So my next thing I'm going to talk about is the French horn. So it was made in, oh, it doesn't have it on there for some reason, but it was made in Paris in the early 18th century. My experience with it is I've been playing since early 2021 not early, but whenever school started. I was playing the French horn because I was selected to play it when I joined band. It has helped me by showing me how to read music and developing social skills to be able to interact and you know, play with my other band members. And my next thing is piano. The earliest evidence of a piano was in the early 17th century, where or that's where they there isn't really any evidence of where it was developed, but we just know when it was. How the piano is used, or I spent, sorry. Anyway, the piano is used by pressing keys on the instrument, which pull strings, and those strings will pull a sort of drum, which will you know, play the sound. My experience with the piano is I've also been playing since early 2021, where I started lessons, and that just helped me, you know, read more music and more variety. And my final thing is how music ties into 4-H. Music can tie into 4-H because it encourages creativity, and so is 4-H. And yeah, that's my presentation.
And would you say that any of the 4-H's inspired you to pick this for your interactive exhibit?
I think the head did because because like music, you can be really creative with music and the way you make it. You can like you can be more creative with music, and you know, with 4-H you be creative with your head, I guess. Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Very cool. I like how you connected that back to yourself. With these parts of each area of music that you
Yeah.
Piano, French horn. What do you think draws you?
Well, my family, both of them are musicians, both my parents. So I've just been like sort of surrounded with music my entire life. So that just sort of draws me towards making the project about music. Put that in later.
I knew the answer to that. Good job, Eli.
Thank you. Oh yeah, my bad. Thank you.
Music. We all You two did do music. I was like, music is the easiest topic. Oh my bad.
No, it's not bad.
Microphone. Take the microphone. Yeah, you gotta get 100 or above to pass.
I said everybody gets 100.
On the
Why isn't it like Mr. P on the thing? It's like showing the bottom one. Like, is it supposed to only? Like, okay.
All right, so the mic on.
It is.
Anytime you're ready, Lauren Bell.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it. Let me go out and go back in.
There it goes.
Okay. Okay. My topic is on track. So my title was Live, Laugh, Love Sports. These are like pictures from the summer that this one was in Alabama, and I do discus and shot put, so that one was discus. This one is from the Junior Olympics that was in North Carolina, and I got ninth, I got eighth, which means I was eighth in in the United States. And I was gonna also include one from this like indoor season, which was during the basketball season, when I was first in the country. But I couldn't find it, so and that one was in Orlando, Florida, the one at the top, and I got fourth, and that's what qualified me to go to the Junior Olympics. And this one was also in Orlando, Florida, after I had finished my events. Some fun facts about track and field is that the first modern college track meet was held between Oxford and Cambridge in England in 1864. Track and field was created centuries ago in ancient Greece when men only celebrated their Greek gods by showing off their athletic qualities. Track and, track and field is a popular sport around the world that tests athletes' speed, strength, endurance, and skill. As a whole, track and field combines running, jumping, and throwing events all into one sport. The first Olympic race was in Greece in 776 BC. The the track was 600 feet long, vastly different from today's standard track of 400 meters. And I feel like 4-H relates to the sport of track and field because not only do they both require teamwork and effort, but they also both push you to learn new skills such as good sportsmanship. I also believe that 4-H relates to track and field because in my life, because for me, 4-H has taught me to appreciate the people around me. And track and field has also done that for my life because I have to work with other people. That's it.
So I'll ask you, like I asked the people yesterday that had soccer, another sport. What do you think is the most valuable attribute that sports gives you in other areas of life?
I feel like it like teaches you how to work with other people because most sports it isn't just you by yourself. So like even though track is kind of an individual sport, there are certain races like such as the relay that you have to learn how to work with other people.
Is it true though that even though you are individually running, you're earning points for the team?
Yes.
Right. As a wrestling coach, every kid wrestles their own matches, but you're trying to win the duel, the meet by all the points of all the different weight classes, won or lost. All right. And
Your achievements in this are really
incredible.
cool. I know a lot of kids, a lot of middle school and high schools have cross country or like running programs, but it's pretty unique that you're into shot put. How did you get introduced to other aspects of that sport?
I started track like during it wasn't really during the summer last year, but it kind of started at the end of the school year. So I started track in basically I do AAU, so the coach wanted us to try all different things to see which ones we were better at, and he had me try shot put and discus.
Because he thought you might have some natural talent for it.
Yeah.
What got you to track from the other sports you do?
I don't really know. My mom just signed me up.
Okay, just to try.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you, Lonnie. All right, Joe, you're up.
Jojo, what are you doing?
Basketball. 5 books in the basket.
I got
Yeah, but I'm gonna just say it's just.
Hey guys, if you can refrain from talking to your neighbors,
So my name is Sam, and I'm gonna be talking about like how to treat pets correctly. So the four main things that pets need are food and water, like all living animals, and they need all day access to this. Two, they need a comfy home to live in, and three, they need a place to go to the bathroom. So make sure they have a way to do so. Four, they need daily exercise, so you'll need to play with them and walk them. So, my experience with pets. So, I've had two pets in my life. They were both dogs. One died, and one I have right now. The dogs' names are Ginger and Rosie. Ginger is the one that has died. Rosie is a cattle dog, so she's like very playful, and if I run around in the backyard, she chases me like I'm an animal. Ginger was more on the shy side. My parents thought that she had a bad owner and ran away, so that's why she didn't play that much. But either way, they were great dogs, and Rosie can be bad by getting stuff she isn't supposed to at times. But yeah. So, pets keep you healthy. Pets keep you healthy by needing you to play with them. They need daily exercise, like I said. So, the way this works is they need you to play with them to keep them healthy. And when you play with them, it keeps you healthy as well. The more you go on walks and play with them, the healthier you and your pet will be. And so, here's how to hold your pet correctly if you're ever going to hold them. You gotta put one hand up through the front legs. Do not grab the leg like in this photo. And put the second hand under their butt. That's it.
So, is your love of pets a passion you have had a lot, or is it just something you thought
No,
about for this podcast?
no, it's a lot. I really love dogs, especially.
What's a great lesson in caring for pets that can carry over into other parts of life?
So like, since you're compassionate about your pet, like that can carry over to like your friends and family, and yeah.
Okay. And what would you say is something you learned new that you didn't know when you were prepping, make your board that got thrown away, or in your research?
So it was mostly how I learned how to like actually pick up a small dog or a dog like this.
Correct way to pick animals.
Yeah.
People want to grab them by their front legs, and that's not a good
Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not pick them up by. Yeah.
Don't pick them up like their mom would.
Yeah. No, it won't kill them, Anthony.
It's just not the best way because you're not
Yeah.
their mother.
So, if you hold them by the stomach,
Hey,
that
ladies and gentlemen,
could, like, it might slightly hurt their, like, insides, but I haven't really dug deeper on that.
it's taking unnecessary chances of
Yeah. So, originally, I thought you would have, like, one hand through the back legs and the front legs, and like that. No, you don't do that.
All right, thank you, Sam. Let's give it a hand. And a lead. Head on up. Finish your tech pass for Sam. And Sam will give the mic to me.
There you go.
Time you're ready, you can start.
So my project is about my love for baking. So I've always loved like baking like all my life, but I never actually started baking until like 7 or 8, and then I started independently baking at like 9. I've baked like cakes, cupcakes, cookies, brownies, and biscuits. So cookies are probably one of my favorites. I almost always make them from scratch. There was like this one time I made them from like a pre-made cookie dough. I always make chocolate chip cookies. I've never really made any other type of cookie, but here are examples of what my cookies usually look like before and after. Cakes and cupcakes were like the start of my passion, but mostly cakes. I don't make cupcakes a whole lot because I would say it's just kind of like an extra process putting in every like cupcake tin. I usually use like a box cake mix. And here's an example of like a cookie cake I made, or it's just like a cake that looks like a cookie. Brownies are probably like my comfort food. I really like when they're like chewy but kind of soft, which is usually how mine turn out. I use a box brownie mix for this one too, but I don't have like the ingredients to make them from scratch. But I have failed at making brownies several times. So biscuits are like a breakfast food to me. If I have nothing to like eat in the morning and I have time to make them, I'll make them. I love like cutting them up and then like putting some sort of spread in the middle, which I've never made from scratch, but I feel like maybe I should try that soon. Now, how I think this relates to 4-H is because 4-H has a lot of culinary clubs and like baking related fun Saturdays. And I think it also relates because 4-H encourages you to follow your passion and also lets you pick like your own topic for projects.
Okay. So how does baking and your passion for baking that relates to 4-H, which is excellent? How do you think it gives you positive things in other parts of your life?
I would say maybe like trial and error because it's helped to learn like to accept your fails because nothing is really perfect. But it also gives you patience because sometimes it takes like really long time to bake things and like get it right.
So it's about patience and it's about perseverance and learning from when it doesn't turn out the way you intended. I didn't even use that word, I failed, but it didn't turn out the way you expected, right? As you learn from that, right? That's the whole point. Absolutely. And I also picked up on that you have plans to expand from the things you're making from a mix to making them from scratch and learning the next level, right? Mm-hmm. So that's also a takeaway that I would like to challenge you. If you said you're going to, so I'd like to challenge you to follow up on that, right? All right, let's give her a hand. Thank you very much. Again, thank you guys for all the work this morning in making this work, even though
So this is why I like soccer.
Look at us.
Soccer is my favorite sport because it teaches me to have clearer thinking, and it makes me have good sportsmanship and lead like my team. And it connects to 4-H because it gives you clearer thinking about how you could position yourself well, and it gives you like a better mindset, and it makes you stay fit because all the athletics, you do a lot of athletic stuff in soccer, and the positions in soccer are a goalkeeper, left back, left center back, right center back, right wing back, left wing back, left defensive mid, center defensive mid, right defensive mid, left mid, left center mid, right center mid, right attacking mid. Wait. Yeah, never. Wait. Right mid, right attacking mid, center attacking mid, left attacking mid, left wing, right wing, and center front and striker. Center forward. And fun facts about soccer is a single game is 1 hour and 30 minutes. American football emerged from soccer. It is the world's most popular sport, and soccer is more than 3,000 years old. Two of my favorite soccer players are CR7 and VVD. CR7, this is CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo. He made soccer popular, and he is one of the best soccer players in the world. He might be one of the best soccer players of the world. In my opinion, he is. And then there's Van Dijk. I look up to Van Dijk because he plays the same position as me, and he is one of the best defenders in the world. That's it.
What benefits does playing soccer give you in other areas of your life?
It benefits me by it helps me stay fit, and without it I wouldn't be as fit as I am today, and it helps me have clearer thinking. Yeah.
Okay. What about the idea that when you're playing soccer, you have to work with other people, and it's not about just one individual. It's about
Yeah.
the effort of the group.
It's helps you with being more social because you have to communicate with your teammates, and yeah.
It's helping with thinking skills too, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. Give him another hand. All right. Arm tape. You can go ahead. So that was Anthony, and this is Miles. MYLES. And Leo, then Sinclair, Matthew, Vanessa.
Like right here. I put it right here. Upside down. I know. Okay.
Dum dum. Put it on your desk.
On the
Do you
keyboard,
need
bro.
some- do you need
I
some-
can't bite it.
you need something to put it on?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Anytime you're ready.
All right. So my my poster is about baseball. So the history of the sport. Baseball is an evolution of a British game known as rounders. Rounders is a team game of striking and fielding, just like baseball. It involves hitting a small hard ball. Some pitchers used to make their own balls, which you will learn about more about in the history of the baseball. History of baseball bats. Baseball bats are made with different materials, which are metal, wood, and plastic. These are the only materials used for baseball bats. Players of the old era had to make do with whatever equipment they had. The first wood bats were used in the 1840s. Any scrap woods they could find were their only options available. The aluminum bat was introduced in 1970. Aluminum bats were hollowed out even though they possessed a larger barrel. So the barrel is right here. This is the end of the bat. The taper is right here. Here's the grip, and then there's the knob right there. History of the baseball. The baseball was originally created from the rubber remnants of old shoes. As you saw earlier, some pitchers used to make their own balls. Obviously, they weren't exact copies. They varied from size and weight.
The differences extended from the center of the core to the surface of the leather. The balls from the leather wrapping. The balls from back then were smaller, about 6 inches in circumference compared to today's 9, and they were lighter. So here's an example of somebody in the major leagues throwing, and the thing to throw a baseball, you hold the ball up right here. You can step if you want, and then bring your elbow forward like this, and then flick your wrist, and it should roll off your fingers like that. Then here's an example of a major leaguer batting. What you do is align your feet at least shoulder width. You don't have to do that part. You bend your knees, put your dominant hand on top of your non-dominant hand. You twist your back foot and knees stay bent the whole way like that. You try to act like you're punching the ball with your dominant hand, so like that. Then keep your eyes down after you swing, and then just like burst off your front foot, and then you just run. Yeah.
Miles, how long have you played baseball? When did you start?
I mean,
did you start with T-ball?
I started practicing when I was 3. I started actually playing when I was 5.
Right. Was that a T-ball or was that a baseball?
It was T-ball when I was 5, and then from there it was just like coach pitch, then like off a machine. Then now it's somebody pitches, like somebody on the other team pitches.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and what would you say is one of your skills that you have in life that you've taken from playing sports?
That you have to think and find a way to position yourself.
Yeah. Okay. And that kind of goes to the problem solving.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Are you gonna say something?
I thought I saw some people.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Hey, Leo.
Thank you.
You want to hold it up over there so you can see.
Yeah.
All right, is the green light on? Yes.
Okay.
We'll just kind of pull on.
Yes. It's on.
All right.
Okay.
Now you're ready.
So I made a Canva poster instead of doing slides, and music for me, it's kind of changed my life forever because music is made to obviously entertain people from hearing nice sounds and like in a certain way. And basically there are two like sections of instruments. There is strings, which has guitars, violins, cellos, and there's also band instruments that has whole different variety. There's I don't know about strings, but I know that I'm pretty sure there's 2 different sections in band. There's 3, sorry. It's percussion, brass, and also woodwinds. And brass and woodwinds make the winds because you blow wind into your instrument, obviously. And so for me, I started playing music in 2021, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I got a private lessons coach, and I got pretty well up there. And I wouldn't say I was ahead, but I would say I definitely know what I was doing. And also, this can relate to 4-H by showing persistence, and also head. Music is also meant
you need to actually if you're confused, you'll mess up. You won't know what you're doing. You need memory, and 4-H helps with your head and heart. And heart is what I love doing, which is playing the bassoon because I play the bassoon. And like when I said before about how I think I was really good, in the bottom left, I had an award that I was going to bring but got thrown out. For me, being the best musician in my other school, JT Moore, for 2021 voted on to me. So yeah.
So, give him a hand. I was making a note that you have 21-23 because that's the time that you can play.
Yes.
All right. What made you, so you started in 5th grade?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you choose oboes?
I chose the bassoon because you're fine. Because I don't know why. So at the start we had this like instrument petting zoo. It's where we could like choose whatever we want. I honestly chose the bassoon because it was the easiest to play, and I didn't really like the sound, but I kind of picked that. But I kind of like it now.
Because when you tried them, you seemed to be able to use that one for you easier.
Yes, right. And so that's why I chose that.
And does it have a reed?
Oh yes, it's a double reed.
I was going to say, is it a double reed or a single reed?
Yeah, double.
And you have a classmate in who also plays a double reed instrument?
Yes, I have.
Is she over that direction?
Yes.
Is it Elaine?
Yes.
So, who in here is a woodwind player? All right. And Leo and Aline, you play bassoon oboe, which is a double reed. Everybody else plays either a flute or a clarinet or a bass clarinet or a.
Yeah.
Anybody else play a double reed instrument?
Well, there's others in band. Oh no.
All right. What about music has really improved another area of your life? Do you feel?
So it's kind of like a hobby, like. Well, so we could like do that. Also, music can also be not like relief, but like it's kind of like something you're proud about to like show off. It's like concerts. We did concerts like every 1.5 months, I would say, and it's cool to like see everyone there and everyone cheering you on.
All right, good job. I see it. All right, get on up there, please. Sinclair was next, right? So, hey, gentlemen up here front, I need to make sure they're not having any peaceful conversations, right? By that I mean stop the peaceful conversation.
Oh, so sorry. You break? No, it's good. Which one is it?
Apple TV 2020.
Okay.
Okay, when you hang that on there, we gotta make sure it's in the box.
Okay. Then how do you clip it? It's back, yeah. Oh, it's back.
So you'll share your screen, Apple TV.
Green light is on.
Sam, what'd you say?
Green light.
Green light is on. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's easy. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You good?
Uh-huh.
All right.
So my idea is traditional art and digital art, which is how styles are made. So it's important to 4-H because doing anything you love comes with great mental health benefits. Even if you haven't tried art before, it's a very calming activity, which is calming for your brain as well. It can support recovery from mental illness, which can also lead to health in your physical health as well. And it's important to me because I spend most of my time doing traditional art and wanting to become a graphic designer, creative director, or an art director, which uses digital art for their job. So what is traditional art? Traditional art is any art done without the use of technology. And the most popular periods are the prehistoric,
ancient, medieval, the Renaissance, Romanticism, Realism, Cubism, Surrealism, Pop, Minimalism, and Contemporary. And that heart over there, I made a quick sketch of that because I thought that I wasn't going to get it done, but I finished it, and this is how it looks now.
Bravo. Did you do that?
Yeah. And so digital art, its backstory was it was first used in the 1980s when computer engineers designed a robot to do drawings, and it was used by Harold Cohen. This was known as Aaron. And my preference is digital painting with an Apple Pencil. And my importance was wanting to be a creative director, art director, or graphic director. My dad is also a creative director for his own company and a graphic designer for others, so it influenced me. And I also did a quick sketch of that one, but this is how it looks now. Pretty small though. And that's the end.
All right, so Sinclair, a couple questions. That word Aaron that you had in capital letters, is that an acronym that stands for something?
No, that's his name.
Okay, so is that just the name of was it a program or a process or?
It was a robot. So it basically, it had like an arm and stuff.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay, so the actual robot they named.
Yeah.
Okay, what year would that have been? Recent, or has that been a little bit of time?
It was 1980s, like early 1980s.
Oh, so it's been like 40 years.
Yeah.
So that was the very first time.
Yes.
In that, okay. So what would you say is your greatest artistic passion?
I would say marker art.
Yeah.
Like styles of art?
Uh-huh.
I would say marker art.
Okay.
Which is what this is.
Right.
Stuff.
So, so you would say that over digital?
I would say traditional art over digital art,
Right.
yeah.
But you like it too?
Yeah.
If you had to pick, that would be your first go-to?
Yes.
Right. And have you done it since you were a little kid?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And does it what are some of the things that, when you are in an artistic endeavor, what are some of the things it does for you?
I would say
positively.
I would say it gives me resilience because of course it's not gonna turn out right the first time. Because but I would say it gives me resilience and perseverance because I know I have to stick to the end to see if it'll work out.
Yeah. And let's say you quote mess up. What does that say to you?
I would say just do it again.
And it's just a learning opportunity, right?
Yes, of course.
Just to figure out here's what I'll go from there. Do you consider yourself an artistic perfectionist? What do you think?
I mean, like, what do you mean?
So, like, you keep trying something over and over, and you get it the way you like it.
Oh yeah, I do that.
I don't know that that's really what you. I don't know if that's the definition, but in my opinion, that's what I'm asking. Because I've observed that about your work, so I kind of thought that.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's give her a hand. Thank you. All right, Matthew. And then Vanessa, you'll be after that.
Go away.
Okay, quick reminder to finish your tech task.
That's the only picture I had. Do I start?
All right, you ready, Matthew?
Can I use something from my locker?
What?
I have objects in my locker.
Okay, just leave it on.
it's on.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
What is the biggest sport called? Soccer or football? Football or soccer, the most popular sport, was invented in China, but people started playing it mostly in England in 1863. Football is played with 22 people, 11 on each team, with the goal in mind of scoring on the opposition team's net. The football game is at least an hour and 30 long, but could be longer based on extra time or if the team is tied in like important games. Soccer teams and players. Some of the biggest teams that are professional soccer is Real Madrid, Manchester City, Barcelona, Manchester United, Liverpool FC, Arsenal, Tottenham, and some good players are Neymar, Benzema, Pele, Maradona, Luka Modric, and the two best players that are considered the GOATs, greatest of all times, are Messi and Ronaldo. And some big tournaments, or one big tournament is the UEFA Champions League. This is one of the biggest tournaments in soccer and one of the biggest tournaments in the whole world. It is played with 32 teams and is separated by 8 groups, 4 teams in each group. And in those groups, every team plays the team plays the teams in the group. They have 3 games, and the 2 players with the most points out of the end continues and qualifies for the next round, and then they keep going until there's only one team that wins. One other big tournament is the World Cup, which is the tournament played with national teams, and it is the biggest tournament. Like last year, I think about like 2 billion people tuned in to watch the finals. And soccer connects to 4-H because it helps with mind, health, helps with mind and health because you get healthy from exercising and you think clearer and better at how to work together from working with your team and trying to work together to win. So the soccer ball, that's what usually a soccer ball looks like. And that picture under is the picture of the logo of some of the teams. And the picture under that is one of the best teams winning the Champions League. And that team is holding the title race with 14 Champions League titles. And that jersey right here, this is Real Madrid, my favorite team, and this is a soccer ball. That's it.
All right. All right, ask you a couple of questions. The soccer ball that you have there versus the one you have a picture of, what do the pentagons on that soccer ball in the picture, do they have to be on that for an official game, or what's the reason?
No, that's usually what people think it looks like, but every tournament has a new ball design and a new design
so
for
there's no requirement of any specific design. That's kind of left up to different tournaments or the league or things like that.
Well, there is a specific design that the league makes for the season. Kind of, yeah. Like they designed it and they set it up.
If I go buy this soccer ball in the store, do they generally look a certain way, or?
It kind of like depends on what store you go to. Like if you go to a
certain brands, they all look different based on brands.
Yeah, kind of.
Or standard.
Yeah, they all
For example,
look different.
Football is always brown, and they have the laces on there, and then some writing. The soccer balls.
Oh yeah, they
specific, they always have to have on them.
they have different colors, different patterns, and like depends on like the
That's
brand.
kind of, there's no reason for that. It's just based on
Yeah.
what do you think is a benefit of playing soccer that you have in other parts of your life?
Is making friends a big benefit because the more you make friends while playing is the more you'll have better social life, but and the more you'll be able to win because if they're on your team, you'll be able to get along with them, communicate with them, and then you'll make lifelong friends all from like a sport like this.
Okay, let's give him a hand. Vanessa, you know something about the soccer ball design? Vanessa, you come on up. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the MLS trading. Like a Bundesliga, they have different ones. Premier League, they have different ones.
3, 4, 5, 4.
So back to what I said, it's based on the league.
Yeah.
And they kind of make it.
Yeah. For the World Cup, for the soccer ball, in the World Cup ball, they had like sensors and like stuff inside of it to make decisions better, like offside and if it was a goal or not. Like
Yes, that's right. Yeah. All right, Vanessa, it's Apple TV 2020, and then tap away from all right, everybody get ready for Vanessa. Okay. Everybody ready? So hang on. Get everybody situated. Anytime you're ready, Vanessa.
Okay, my topic is tennis, and I'll be talking about the racket, where it got its name from, and the benefits. Tennis dates back to 12th century France, when it was played in the form of a handball game called palm or palm. The game involved hitting a ball back and forth by hand. In time, a black leather glove was used, and then from there, a handle was added to the glove, which formed the first racket. This is where it's got its name from. It is believed that the word tennis derived from an earlier version of the game played by monks in the 12th century. And their version of the game involved throwing and catching a ball while shouting tennis, which means take heed. Okay, the benefits are that it reduces the risk of a heart attack, it's good for your bones, you'll improve your balance, and much more. All of this is related to health, which is one of the H's in the 4-H Clover. I enjoy playing tennis because it is a great game to play with friends and family as a social activity.
Okay. So that word tennis means take heed.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pronounced tennis or tennis?
I don't know how it's pronounced,
I
but
feel like it's probably tennis, and then
yeah.
it turned into tennis. Maybe, I don't know. When did you get interested in tennis? Was that lately? Was that for this project, or is that something you've been doing for a while that you had interest in tennis? Do you play?
I started in the beginning of 5th grade.
5th grade?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have lessons, or do you just play on your own?
I have lessons.
You have lessons?
Mm-hmm.
Take them like weekly?
Yes.
Yeah. So, do your lessons involve matches where you compete to score and win yet, or is it just practice right now?
It's just practice right now.
Yeah. Do you have a goal of at some point you'll be in tennis matches?
Maybe.
Yeah. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? Last question. What do you say would be a great benefit that tennis gives you in other parts of your life?
I don't know. I guess it's just a fun game to play.
So you just would say it gives you great enjoyment.
Yeah.
Do you find it's a sense of helping you get stress relief?
No.
No, it doesn't. You get stressed when you're doing it sometimes? Feel competitive? You do it? Not yet. Okay. All right, thank you. So that brings us down to just Sammy who's left, and when you get yours ready after being sick, of course, you'll let me know. Right? Maybe Monday.